It's kind of wild to think about, but automated bots literally make up nearly half of all internet traffic today. Half. So if you've ever managed a website, you absolutely know the headache of a public contact form. They're supposed to be a bridge to your users, right? But instead, they end up becoming these frontline battlegrounds. They're just total magnets for spam, endless junk mail, and honestly, serious security vulnerabilities. Well, today, we're looking at what I consider the definitive cure for those insecure web forms. We are going to explore a platform called Securiane, and it's basically setting a completely new standard for secure digital communication. Let's get into it. Think about it this way. Your public contact form is essentially the front door to your organization's digital building. Now, you wouldn't just leave your physical front door wide open without a lock, or at least a security guard, right? No way. Yet, that's exactly what a standard, unverified contact form does. It invites literally anyone and any automated bot out there straight into your system. We really need a good bouncer at that door, a system that verifies exactly who is knocking and what they're carrying with them. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. Here is what we're covering today. First, we'll meet Securiane. Then look at its ironclad security by design. Explore the AI-powered message generation. Check out the multilingual and accessible UI. Go over flexible storage and deployment, and finally wrap up with the modern communication standard. Section 1. Meet Securiane. Stop spam, start communicating. At its heart, Securiane is a highly modular, licensed, and self-hosted PHP form solution. Now, to be clear, this isn't just some basic plugin for a casual blog. It's a seriously maintainable architecture built specifically for the real-world business and compliance needs of developers, digital agencies, and large enterprises. The big takeaway here? It lets you safely collect customer inquiries while keeping absolute, total control over your own data. So if you need a compliant, scalable, public-facing form that integrates into any website or domain, this is exactly the kind of setup you're looking for. Moving on to Section 2, Ironclad Security by Design, Building the Secure Foundation. Let's be totally honest here. If a communication tool isn't secure first, none of the shiny user-facing features even matter, right? The foundation just has to be rock solid. Take CSRF protection with token validation, for example. That is absolutely crucial because it keeps hijackers out of user sessions. It ensures that requests are intentionally made by the user and not some malicious third-party site. You've also got strict input sanitation, CAPTCHA support using either Google reCAPTCHA or Cloudflare Turnstile to block those annoying bots, and environment isolation via a .env configuration. That .env file is huge because it completely isolates your sensitive environment variables from the public-facing side of the app. And what about when users actually need to send you a file? Well, Securiane uses this incredibly strict, step-by-step secure file upload verification process. It doesn't just blindly trust what a file claims to be. First up, it performs a MIME type check to verify the actual file format. Then it runs a size limit validation, followed by a strict extension validation. This three-step checkpoint acts as the ultimate barrier against malicious exploits that might try to sneak in through a seemingly harmless attachment. Okay, Section 3, AI-powered message generation. OpenAI integration for smarter forms. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it tackles user experience. Instead of relying on a giant, intimidating blank box that causes massive user friction, Securiane uses an intent prompt modal. Let's face it, people don't always know how to professionally format what they want to ask. So here, you literally just type a few words about what you need. The OpenAI integration then jumps in and generates a clear, professional, human-like message draft that is auto-filled right into the form. It's a real game changer because it completely removes the friction of starting from scratch, making reaching out totally effortless. Of course, if you're a developer watching this, your immediate thought is probably about security, right? Like, where exactly are those API keys living? Well, Securiane uses secure backend processing to ensure that your critical OpenAI API keys remain completely protected and fully hidden from the client side. So the intelligence is incredibly powerful, but the security remains completely uncompromised. Section 4. Multilingual and accessible UI, reaching a global audience. Look, if you're operating on the web today, you are likely operating on a global scale. Under the hood, Securiane essentially acts as an automatic translator. It uses JSON-based translation files to dynamically translate all the fields, placeholders, and system messages. Then it uses the browser's local storage to automatically persist that language choice. That means the user doesn't have to reselect it every single time they visit. And for the actual user interface, there's a built-in switcher that can be styled as a dropdown or with flags, giving the user total intuitive control over their experience. But a truly global interface isn't just about language. It's about being accessible. The interface is Bootstrap-based, meaning it's fully responsive across literally all devices. And it even includes a built-in light and dark mode with saved preferences. But most importantly, it utilizes ARIA attributes and full keyboard navigation for adaptive elements, things like modals, toasts, and the CAPTCHA. This ensures that every single user, regardless of how they navigate the web, can easily and securely communicate with you. Section 5, Flexible Storage and Deployment, Handling Data Your Way. When you're dealing with enterprise applications, organizations absolutely must maintain control over where their data and specifically user uploads actually live. Securiane gives you options here. You have the simplicity of local storage, which keeps files right on your server under the public uploads directory. Or if you need true enterprise scalability, you can route uploads directly to cloud storage, specifically AWS S3, using secure bucket credentials. And the best part? Whether you choose local or cloud, the system still performs that full validation for type, size, and integrity that we talked about earlier. Section 6, the Modern Communication Standard, bringing it all together. And this brilliantly illustrates how everything combines into one seamless experience. We all remember those clunky contact forms of the past, right? The ones where you hit submit, the whole page reloads, and if you made one tiny error, you had to type everything all over again, the absolute worst. Securiane fixes this by using modern AJAX submission with inline error handling. Users get immediate visual feedback with spinners and toasts. It even has retry handling for AJAX token errors. And, crucially for reliability, it maintains a graceful fallback for non-JavaScript users. It's just a completely smooth experience from start to finish. This brings us right back to that powerful tagline, stop spam, start communicating. By handling all the complex security, validation, and user friction in the background, Securiane effectively eliminates the noise. It frees organizations up so they can finally focus on what actually matters, real, secure communication with their audience. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this question. Do your current contact forms actually meet the modern standard? Take a hard look at your own infrastructure. Are you inadvertently leaving your digital front door wide open to bots and exploits? Or are you utilizing a secure, AI-powered, and accessible solution? It might just be time to rethink how you communicate on the web. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into Securiane.